This is a real.
No, it's just a prop weapon.
Not bad.
Only in books and when we're filming.
Which means it'll be. Thank you, Veronique. However, the musket's gears and firing pin could also be sure to.
Good point.
You seem to know. Yes, I also perform. Yes, this. Yes.
Oh, sounds like they found a
Though these props differ from the musket.
Good.
I look forward. First and foremost.
Okay.
When aiming the musket, extend your arm so that it's
Like this?
not bad.
This is the end of the road for you.
Good. Now this is the end of the road for you.
Excuse me, Miss Chiori. Director Farina, there's something I wish to discuss with you.
Oh? What is it? Like this?
Yes, much.
What do you think? I believe it would be most.
Well, if you insist. Miss Ayaka. Huh? What's going on? Are we gonna. Let's go see.
What is it?
I have a question for you.
What?
To clarify, I would like to turn over my role to.
But, brother.
Don't worry. I was becoming troubled trying to. Now I will.
From a director's point of view, I also. The older brother in the story plays the lead role with his overbearing character. But also.
Of course. Even with all these.
Shivra's mentioned that she really.
All right.
Good. Will also.
You're doing a.
Don't mention it. I like this character, so if anything.
Well, since my brother is the one who brought up, let's go, Miss Shep.
Please, just.
Seems like you're really going out of your way to solve the problem, Oz.
Surely you jest, Chiori.
Oh, come on.
Perhaps, but I feel that she needs not only to see other.
All right, go.
Ayato! It's too bad you're stepping down from the role. Paimon really wanted to see you act as... It's a little hard for Paimon.
Yes.
Traveler, get.
Go on.
Yep, don't worry.
Thank you.
All right. Now that we're all here, the first Shivras, silence on the set. Lights.
Let's go!
Tulip, Mother's been out for quite a.
Perhaps she went to pick some flowers on the way home. You.
Iris, Tulip! I'm home!
Mother, you were out for so long. We were beginning to worry about you.
I'm sorry, but I'm back now, safe and sound.
Mother, what are those bruises on your hand?
Huh? What bruises?
But I didn't know.
Then perhaps they're from when I... By the way, did you have fun? What's the matter, Iris?
Well,
They even took Iris's doll and.
and they even called us names.
Shh. It's all right. Don't worry. It doesn't matter what anyone... You both have... Maybe your time to blossom. Don't let the soil you're in now ruin...
And... Not bad. The actors' emotions were all on point. Let's also...
Oh,
I felt fine.
You two were great.
Thank you for your positions at... This scene is when our two characters return home, only to... Mother, we're back. Mother... What's wrong?
Iris, stay away!
Huh? Why? What's... Mother...
There's poison in this cup.
I could...
Those aristocrats.
They d...
Iris, we
leave? But now that...
anywhere. All I know, we'll have our revenge. I promise you. Just not right now. Come on, let's go.
No, we can't just leave Mother here like this. At least let me leave this rose with her. That's why we went...
All right, goodbye, Mother.
And beautiful! Oh my.
I was surprised too.
Thank you for the kind. It's quite Ayaka's purple. Pipe down!
Huh? How do you feel, Traveler? Is your arm sore from holding the camera all day?
Good work, you two.
You too, Shivers. You were quite the actress today.
I've read this anyway.
Oh, right! You have a case where the...
In the story, the main and on each of the victims, they place yes.
Oh, that... Especially if... what do you think...
Good. There's no time.
Huh?
The most valuable. That's how one of my.
So, where are we going right now?
Let's start by checking out some.
Welcome to Le Show.
Hello.
Special
I mean the kind of components that aren't typical.
Huh?
Don't miss.
Well, to be
Has anyone?
we have a lot of You're welcome.
À, có nhiều U nữa. À không.
There aren't many...
Vache.
Looks like we're back here again. Huh? Traveler? Ugh.
Vache?
Hey, why are you still walking towards it? Huh? Hey, Traveler? Stop walking! Come on, wake up!
Vache, are you... No, wait. You seem to be someone else. Do you know I'm... Wait, my memories feel like they have been washed away like a flood. So many fragments dissolved amidst the tide, never to be recovered. How much have I lost? How many things that I once held dear? Yes, that is what I was. I do not know how I came to be like... No matter where I went, Vache would go with me. But now... No! Our reunion no longer has any meaning. The thought of me gives him no... If you meet Vache, perhaps that is... If only I could have comforted him. Is that what you... It was a state of... I could also liken it to being a thirsty person who drinks water for the first... I think I hear your companion. Farewell then.
Bật lại dần sự mẹ luôn.
Come on, hurry! Nobby is outnumbered!
Look out!
Cầm bẻ quá.
Dear God, it's a whole army of Gardamex.
Vãi cả đây.
Chlorand?
Cầm chết phong.
Quick, now's our chance!
Navia phải có pháo giàn. Tại sao không pháo giàn ra để bắn nhỉ?
I should thank you for lending us your sword there, Clorand. But before I
Followed you.
Chlorine sinh.
It seemed to me
I believe that following
Mr. Callus's last wish was
do not
Sorry,
Dù bà
demoiselle.
có xong chắc
I
chắn
was
phải
not
luôn
strong enough.
em này.
Thank you for your aid.
sorry.
whatever.
I doubt I know much more than your performance tonight.
And what about these Gardamex?
None of these mecha have serial numbers. I was sure. I can only conclude that some.
What? Your point being that
Yes. Be careful.
I will continue invest. Regard.
I do not think that those.
Right. I suppose that's the best news.
Demoiselle, I believe that Miss Clor...
I know, I just... She's...
Oh, thank goodness! Paimon thought we were done for! Those Gardamex came out of no... Oh, and there was that champion duelist named
Oh, come now. Forget all that as such. We're still...
It will take 50 years for me to match Demoiselle's magnanimity.
If it were me, I would have joined the Spina di Rosso.
Actually, Navia, how did you know that we were in danger?
Well, to be honest,
Huh? Really? Paimon?
yes. All thanks... After we parted ways, that the Fanta tasted kind of salty and icky. Fanta only comes in sweet flavors.
So the Fanta had been spiked with water from the...
Yes. So,
Spina di Rosula is...
Huh? Really?
I sent people to Hotel de Boer to investigate. That's when I figured out that you might be...
What? What?
Well, you... Speaking of which...
Well, it can't be a... Oh, and this time Paimon heard it too! But does that mean...
That doesn't sound like too much of a bet.
New intel? What?
Well, let's hear it. Oh. Vache. That name doesn't ring a bell. I suppose since he saw that young woman dissolve, he was at... But he never gave testimony or any information regard... Yes, thank you. This is... Oh, you mean...
Well, you did say that our friend... And besides, we're in this now whether we like it or not. You're not gonna let those people who...
Demoiselle, do try not to look quite so pleased.
You talk too much. Well, in that case, let's head back. We also have some plans to go over, and hopefully we can deepen our bonds as...
Don't worry, you two. With us around, our base is definitely secure.
Quá. Tiệm tư pháp đi đây. Đây, chơi cả tiếng Pháp.
It's right up ahead, but...
I've been keeping watch, Demoiselle. I haven't...
Very good.
I shall find rooms for our respected guests.
Thank you, Malus. Now, let's get...
This is your base? It's not...
Your accommodations have been arranged.
Well, after all, we don't allow elite...
Seems like it's tough
to be...
Your father...
Demoiselle, if you'll allow me...
No. My father's name is Callus. 3 years ago.
Oh no.
But I do not... At the time, but strangely, that even after being seriously injured... 3 years... How could he protect his honor? It's the closest piece of info I have.
Ah, so...
That's right. However, I must know what really happened. If only he'd been more open with me when he was still alive. He even hid the fact that my mother died due to and now, here I am
Demoiselle.
I also will never believe that Master Callus murdered anyone. Master Callus did so much good, and even our supporters decreased greatly due to that.
Wait! If Callus was such a good man...
no. Perhaps people just people love watching the evil.
But how could... never mind.
There is one other.
Oh. Her? Yeah. That's not the sort of...
Miss Clorand has... She knew Master Callus before. There was...
It's not that I don't...
Don't worry, Navia.
Afterward, Miss Clorand told us that, yes, that is our understanding.
Oh, all right. Anyway, that's the information I wanted to share with you. Thanks. You two should go and...
Yeah!
Please, relax and get some sleep.
Paimon slept so well, huh? Navia?
I sent them back to Poisson. It's Spina de Rosula's place of origin.
Paimon gets the feeling that you're just trying to... But never mind that.
No, I just returned after going out for a while.
Wait, so you didn't sleep at all?
How could I?
Guess...
Unfortunately, this name seems to have been... I suspect that...
Does that...
No. There is... And that is the archives, kept by Chief... If the... Oh, see...
So Nervalette mean... In that case, let's go...
No... The palais is right up ahead. Come on.
Văn phòng của Neo Velet này.
Halt! Please state your business here. The chief just... This place does look pretty heavily guarded.
Hey, don't you recognize us?
Huh? Who are you? Just to be clear, I don't care.
See? They've got great discipline, too.
Yep. Paimon can tell...
If you're here just to crack jokes, I can point you toward...
No. What I meant to say is, shouldn't...
Oh, yes, I remember. I read about it in the Steambird. You must be Linny's attorney.
We're here today to report...
Is that even...
Of course. Don't worry. We're here on...
All right then, I'll let you through. The chief...
Thanks.
Please come in.
Mẹ anh Long. Anh Long.
Sorry to barge in, Monsieur Nervalette.
It's all right.
We're looking for a man...
Ah, I see. In that case...
Who knew that Nervalette would be so easy to talk?
Unfortunately, I'm quite certain that no one by the name of Vacher has been involved in any case. There are no records of him either in the files or in my memory.
Traveler, what if it was really just a dream?
Is that so? All right, then. Thank you so much,
Miss Navia, I can understand how you feel. Your father, Callus, was a truly...
And what are you trying to say? Are you trying to console me? No. You are not trying to do any of that. I can hear it in your voice. It's just like last time. after my father took his place in the duelist ring? You even told me then that you thought there was something fishy with the case. Yet in your eyes, the value of a human life is nothing compared to those cold If you truly regret my father's death, then why didn't you call a stop to the duel? Why didn't you give me the power to stop him from throwing his life away? Why did you just let him die? Everything was hanging on a thread at that moment. Just that there are still so many things. If you really have no heart, then just look me in the eyes.
I'm sorry.
You and my father. It's not so much that you. Oh well. My apologies for taking my emotions out on you, Monsieur Chief Justice. Let's go, Traveler and Paimon.
Mẹ tớ quét có tinh linh nước hóa ra đấy à? Phải đi tìm cùng.
I'm fine.
You're right. Wasn't it?
Now that I think of it,
What is it? Did you think of something?
yeah, he was outside. It was uncovered, and that thought has occurred to us before. We've even expanded the search area to try to account for that, but didn't find anything of value. Oh?
So you're saying, yeah.
I really all right.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Do you want to go with me now? Or do Great.
Đi where? Hơi tối rồi.
There's no need. My father was the one who asked. A gigantic and glamorous ship embodies discovery, opportunity, ambition, and conquest. It symbolizes Spina di Rosula's bright and limitless future.
And Paimon thought you were bluffing when you said Spina. Paimon was confused by it, but now that Paimon has seen this ship for...
Well, Poisson is where Spina di Ros...
Trong này không có cái TP nào à? Kéo có luôn. Chế độ.
Melus, we're back!
Apologies for the wait. You said before that you still had some business.
You still remember, right?
Yes, the case was quite...
Could you tell us a bit more?
Yeah, of course. Many years ago, at a glance...
Wait! Did...
Yes, he did. If you drink synth for an extended amount of time, you'll... And if you were to stop drinking it complete... As he oversaw Poisson, my father was compelled to put a stop to synth...
Boss's uncompromising attitude incurred the synth vendor's wrath. Not only that, Boss became determined to find the mastermind behind the...
Yes, but recognizing that, my father decided to contact... The man's name was Jacques. That night, But then...
Huh?
Sounds just like Lenny. Looking back on it, though... Precisely. But, considering it now, you're right.
Jacques was an empathetic... I think this... On that note, however... Our opponent is insidious. Even though Spina... There is no need to...
If that's indeed what he wished for, was I not the closest person to him? What was the point of him dying without sharing any of the secrets he knew? Did he... Synth is still here. Callus the Unfaithful is still his epithet. Did he think I'd just accept his meaningless death? I've never accepted that. I want to find out the real answer for everyone's sake. For the
Navia.
This is indeed the best moment to act. Your partner appears to be quite reliable, and more importantly, demoiselle.
So you do know something else, Malus?
Yes, I do. But what drove all...
What?
Boss also didn't tell you that he... And the serial disappearances case, 5 years was nowhere near enough time to resolve this long... Knowing all of this, he decided to use but as long as you if something were to happen to you.
Right. So nobody...
As we've seen bosses
No. I don't believe it. He never appeared to...
No father wants their daughter to see them weak and haggard. Especially someone as proud as Boss. To him, dying in a duel and suffering lasting dishonor as the
So he chose to die...
I'm afraid you're not understanding this correctly. If Boss's spirit... I'm sure he'd be...
That fool. Couldn't... No. He might have set up everything precise. Is that the amount of confidence he had in me? And what if I was never able to make it to where I... Yeah. I suppose that's... But thankfully, he rarely talked to me about complex matters, and thus understood little of me as a person. In this case... Malus, what was the key evidence that he shared with you?
It's the location when he was threatening... But if you want to...
Why? If we know
You mustn't forget that we're fighting against... There's no telling what might be, but a single... The worst case...
Then, in that case...
Well, you saw one of them dissolved.
That's true, but things are different now.
You sound like you've put a lot of thought into this, Malus.
I am the butler. I've always been willing to take on any kind of risk.
Thank you for all of that, Malus.
Let me think. When I announced orders, if the vendors didn't... After several rounds of... The first is...
Huh?
Yes, surprising. Thanks to his position. There's someone else like him, too. Marcel.
Uncle Marcel.
It's a gift in the beginning.
So... Yes, it's...
The final suspect is Thierry, the man responsible for coordinating information. Although the guard, since Thierry...
I see. To think...
If you want to...
Of course.
You're too... And before I forget, proving boss after that, if it might help...
Aw, thank you.
A new case awaits, my dear partner. I hope we can...
Mẹ. Game giả lập làm thám tử à? Mẹ, bắt mình đi phá án.
It is settled.
Thank you for arranging...
Excuse me, miss.
Oh,
Hey, Navia's all quiet. This isn't like her at...
I'm sorry that I only came to visit after all this time. After what happened...
Ah, if it's about that, there's...
But aren't all of those things nothing compared to the loss of Jacques?
You don't understand it.
I didn't know how to face you. Because I didn't know what I could I know. Only...
I'm sorry. On the matter regarding my husband...
Would you mind sharing it with me? I really can't believe that...
I always knew that my husband's money was earned through others' suffering. He told me countless times that if he could turn back the clock, he would never go into... He had many regrets. And so when Mr. Callus came to... He tried to be as...
They found out...
Papa didn't say... Before he left that day, he told me that he had no choice. It was only later that I don't know that for sure. Which is why I'm the one who should feel guilty. Callus had always taken... Even if he...
But Mama, why is Papa still the bad guy? If he did the right, Papa always wanted to be a good man.
Well, things aren't always as they say.
Yeah, Papa was a...
Then you should hold on to that. If a good man had to do a bad thing, regardless of what...
Oh.
Thank you.
Thank you. Even though your personality is quite different from your father's, your determination when you speak is...
You really... That's... the...
sai luật pháp như đúng luật đài.
Are you okay, Navia?
I'm fine. Don't worry. Let's investigate the 3 suspects next. Florent should be nearby, and we should be able to find Thierry and Uncle Marcel in this.
Greetings, boss. How may I be of assistance today?
I'm sure you've heard about.
Yeah,
It also reminded. After my partner, can you do me a favor?
After that, my first reaction. But when I got.
So you also.
Indeed. Reason beat, but according to. About the clothes left at the scene that you mentioned. Do you think.
At least from the gun he was.
Yeah, that. But hold on. He didn't even. Did he lose all.
I'll tell you.
I understand. And if I made many people, but it was Mr. No matter.
Don't worry. You and all. Hey, Thierry, it's me.
Oh, now, what brings you here, Miss Navia?
Oh, so you.
Oh, okay.
Are you sure there isn't a.
I mean, Callis did a fantastic. It would be next to impossible.
Yes. What happened at the opera?
If you want to go.
That'd be much.
Of course. Why do you ask?
Well, you see, so. If you.
If I had to make an analogy. When you order a dish, the chef will make it. If you try to make removing this, so I can promise, they're certainly not cheap. So, whoever their owner is must be.
Oh, then you're officially in the clear, Thierry.
Jokes aside, I'll be staying in the.
Fontaine này gây dương hiếm nào.
Hello. How may I help you? I'm here to see Marcel. Sure. I will.
Navia, hello. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm not as...
Oh, it's all right. I just wanted to...
Yes.
Oh, you were at the opera house too?
That's right. I also witnessed to beat the high...
Oh.
Apologies. It's just how Fontaine is.
Uncle Marcel...
Yes.
Exactly.
Oh.
We were attacked on Araneus by some unnumbered Gardamex. And there was also an attempt to get me to... If not for the vigilance of...
Oh, you're giving us too much...
Alas. But rest assured, Navi, if anyone dared...
Thank you, Uncle Marcel. Do you have any new thoughts?
About the confrérie was... Then I heard the sound of a gun...
Oh, it's okay.
Sounds good. Just let me know all my wealth comes...
Đây, cháu cần Mora đây. Cháu đang rất cần Mora. Chú cho cháu vài triệu được không? Thiếu Monza vậy cả trường.
We've talked to all...
None of them sounded particularly suspicious.
Anyway, even though we didn't make a breakthrough, let's still compile what we were...
But where should we start? You're right.
According to Jacques' family...
So, Jacques fired the first shot?
Oh? And why is that?
Ooh, that's a good point. Jacques probably...
So, what would make more sense from his perspective? Makes sense. Besides Jacques, the attack from the Gardamex, it's obvious that our...
Do you think he knew...
Given everything that's happened, but who among the 3 suspects would have the ability to control privately owned Gardamex? Florent? But
So you're saying he's too...
Exactly. He can't. And even if he could, I don't think he would... Thierry, you said? But...
Yeah. If the mecca were taken from the guards, it should be pretty easy to find out when...
Uncle Marcel? And with funds from the confrérie, it's still real. Also, wouldn't this mean... Who could it be?
Đéo phải cả ba luôn. Một đêm mưa rào 3 năm trước, người dự tiệc có nghe thấy 2 tiếng súng ở bên ngoài. Khi những người dự tiệc đến hiện trường thì thấy Canat cầm súng ra, chúng đã tử vong. Theo kết quả điều tra năm đó, không thể có tổ khác trốn khỏi hiện trường. Xác định hung thủ vụ án này. Mẹ là cầm sư rồi súng bắn tỉa đứng xa làm sao? Thằng nào nó bắt lửa ngươi vàng nó cầm nó đứng xa cây số bắn. Như là người phụ trách hiến binh. Theo người này nói, chỉ người rất giàu mới có thể sở hữu lượng lớn dấu hút hiến binh. Đối chức thương hội cũng là người tổ chức bữa tiệc của năm trước. Suốt bấy lâu và thương hội vẫn luôn giữ mối quan hệ hợp tác mật thiết. Tuy không nhớ rõ lắm về vụ án năm đó, nhưng ông ấy đồng ý bảo vệ cho Navia. Người tham mưu của tự nhận mình rất biết ơn Canat. Xảy ra vụ án, ông ta cũng có mặt tại buổi tiệc và có thể làm chứng hôm đó người ta không mang súng ra ngoài. Không mang súng, phải đau đầu ấy. Vậy chẳng lẽ ta nhìn mặt và bắt hình dong? Thiếu một cái đéo gì ở đây. Mày nghĩ đâu này?
You know,
if could we be missing other?
The suspect is knowledgeable. Even if I don't want to believe it, I'm starting to see how things could all...
Well, we still have another trump card on top of all the theorizing and speculating.
Yes. Malus did say that charging straight in there would be we need far more solid...
Navia, here you are. Oh, I've been looking...
Huh? Aren't you the guy
Yeah. News came from Irenaeus just after you left. We've got another trial.
Wasn't that place built specifically for holding trials?
I know. But they said the person they're putting on trial is a Fatui harbinger called Tartaglia.
What?
Well...
Wait, how?
That's what I thought was strange about it, so I came to tell you the news. If the charge against him stands, then it'll be next...
Right. Because they'll think they've already found the
Yeah.
Huh? Split up? What do you mean? Since this is a trial, you're right. This is... I won't have any chance of making that charge stick, though, unless we find more evidence. It'll be...
We'll help you, just like you helped...
Demoiselle, please allow us to accompany.
I'm ready.
Ah, Malus, Silver. When...
We heard that you'll be leaving Poisson. It's our hope that...
See you then! Now that Navia has set out for Irenaeus, we should also get going. The location has already been marked on the map, so let's head over. Huh. According to Malus's info, the synth production base is underwater. Let's go and try to find the entrance.
Cần nguyên liệu. ghét. Từ từ đã.
Finally found it!
Ây, sao lại là cutscene?
So this is the entrance that leads to the synth production base. It sure does. Your Navia's probably arguing.
Viện ca kịch. Vành móng ngựa.
It would appear that I must repeat my question again, Mr. Tartaglia. Do you accept the charge that you are the true culprit behind this?
To be perfectly honest, I don't understand your country's complicated court system, or the reason why I'm being... However, I did hear that people who have been charged can choose to participate in a duel. In which case, as long as I accept the charge, I can have an... I've got to admit, that's one of the most enticing offers. When I privately sparred with her last time, she was obviously holding back.
Cứ đánh nhau là được.
Really disappointing.
Chẳng án à?
Hey, don't you understand? Your current...
Oh? Sounds like the Hydro Archon wants to lecture me on the ways of the... Then why don't you duel me too?
Alas, it would appear that communication with the In that case, let me explain everything from the very beginning.
That case had nothing to do with him. You've got the wrong man. Huh? What's... What?
I told you it couldn't be one of the Fatui Harbingers.
Miss Navia, this is the second time you've interrupted the court proceedings. I only tolerated your behavior last time, but that was an exception rather than standard court protocol. I can very well
Oh, please. Did you ever think I had any respect for this? We can put that discussion aside for now. I'm not here to argue with you. I'm here, and if my charges prove true, then Tartaglia here will be proven innocent.
Oh, a young lady has charged in and offered to clear my name. How fascinating. Well, so, Your Honor, is there nothing else?
You may take a seat for now in the audience, but that doesn't mean the suspicions against you have been lifted. Now then, Miss Navia.
That person is...
Cái gì? Mẹ... Từ thông tin về Robot Thiên Minh kết hợp với điều tra lúc trước có thể nhận định người sở hữu lượng tiêu không để lộ dấu tích gì, chỉ có thể là Marco. Thì chọn thôi.
Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabrières. Huh? What confrérie? Never heard.
I've heard of them, but weren't they Spina di Rosula's?
Oh, is this going to be a friends to enemies type situation?
Please let me remind you, Miss Navia, that charging someone is an incredibly serious... And if the charge fails, depending on the circumstances, you...
Yes.
In that case, I declare the charge to be valid. Members of the guards, please contact Miss... Mr. Marcel, you will not...
Apologies, sir. It all just happened so quick. I think an attorney won't be necessary. This is...
Very well. In that case, since both sides have now arrived, Miss Navia...
I would like to take everyone back to 3 years ago. To the case... Only through elucidating what really happened in that case can we connect all the...
Navia, do you really think that I was the one who killed your father? Come on. Why would I do that? Callus was my benefactor, and remember, both you and I only ran to the scene. If that's enough to make me a suspect, wouldn't that make everyone at that banquet a suspect?
I think there's no point in getting into the specifics right now.
Exactly correct, Your Honor. I must refresh everyone's memory about that case before
I see. In which case, I will recount the findings about that case as originally recorded by Maison Gardiennage. On the day of the murder, Spina di Rosula hosted a large banquet in a countryside estate owned by the Confrérie of Cabrières.
Đọc mẹ full Sherlock Holmes. Không xảy ra sự việc và các khách mời tổ chức tiệc.
During the banquet, all attending guests heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. When the guests arrived at the scene, they found the primary suspect, Callus, holding a gun. The guards' investigation did not recover any other firearms from the scene. As a result, they concluded that the suspect's first shot must have missed, while the second must have taken shots live. The suspect did not dispute this conclusion and also declined to defend himself in court. Instead, he chose to prove his innocence through a
ông
duel.
này đéo mang súng ra ngoài mà trên tay lại có súng.
Callus was defeated by champion duelist Clarand in the ensuing duel. These are the known...
The one with the motive to kill was Jacques, not my father. And even so, in truth, the third person shot Jacques first, and was shot in turn by my... After that, the true culprit turned the third person into water, erasing all traces of him from the scene. Thank you for the summary, Your Honor. Of course, the guard... However, we should revisit the case now that we've gained new information about the ability...
Hợp lý nhỉ? Cái này không có gì. Bên ngoài điều tra ra lúc đó Calat mới sát hại ban chết người phản bội mình là rắc quay. Cho nên những người tham gia vật liệu ngoài này đâu nhỉ? Cái mà cầm súng trong tay ở đây có là cái này. Tìm này trước. Trang phục không biết của ai. Đọc lại phát đi mẹ mày, đau lão thế. Tất cả hành khách mời đều nghe thấy 2 tiếng súng ở bên ngoài. Điều tra cho rằng lúc đó anh có ý đồ sát hại nên đã bắn chết người phản bội. Không, cái này chứ. Bắt đầu từ cái này hay sao? Người chạy đến nghi phạm nên cầm súng trong tay. Thì đã chúng đã mà chết căn cứ theo những việc không có khả năng có người khác hành hung và trốn khỏi hiện trường. Cuối cùng anh có thể xác định hắn hoàn toàn không đem súng ra ngoài. Người thứ 3 đâu nhỉ cái
The testimony, however, in the end, he unfortunately...
hoàn toàn không đem súng ra ngoài. Đây không? Đây.
This assassin first shot Jacques, then turned to shoot Callus, only for Callus to wrestle the gun from him.
Sau khi đội an ninh điều tra không phát hiện là cây súng nào khác nên đã cho rằng nghi phạm phát đầu bắn hụt. Phát thứ hai hắn đã bắn trúng. Địch mẹ gần thế em đéo có chuyện hụt được. Ây, cái mẹ ông này làm chứng. Nghe này à?
A pile of... But now, since it...
Đấy.
Realizing this, the true culprit caused the hired assassin...
Mày không cầm súng ra ngoài, vứt hết à?
So that's what happened. Wait, you're telling me something as dangerous as water from the...
What a great theory. It also explains Callus's and Jacques' respected...
Mr. Marcel, you are the one being charged with the crime. You should provide a rebuttal if you wish.
Ah, but I think I agree with everything Navia just said. In fact, there was not...
Then, may I ask some questions? 1. Do you have the evidence to back up your claim?
I'm afraid...
If you don't have any evidence, you should just go home.
I may not have the evidence with me, but I know where I could go to collect it. If we look up the deserted, we should be able to find a match. Considering the serial disappearances case, the guards probably kept
Thế là
careful
một
records
thằng.
of all missing persons from around that time, regardless of age or
Nó
gender.
sai một thằng nữa đi bắn cái thằng gì nhỉ? Cái thằng đi cùng ông bố của Navia. Xong có thể là cái thằng mà bắn kia nó bị lừa dùng cái nước biển.
That makes sense to me.
Why do I
Maybe she's scared of embarrassing her.
Alternatively, she's become...
My second question has to do with the ensuing. Then why didn't Mr. Callis explain himself in court? If he had testified that a person had been dissolved, he could have at least...
I've thought about this too. And the answer is actually pretty simple. The dissolving power of water from the primordial sea is an important... My father could have exposed it for all... At that time, Spina di Rosula was in dire straits, and his reputation had already been shattered. He had no What was certain, however, was that it would paint it...
Boss once told me that Demoiselle had already been...
What? If the secret had gotten out, the culprit would have... Of course, the guards might eventually figure out the truth of the matter, but what good would that do? How could... Had this opera house ever given... But by staying silent, we retained the ability... I was able to become Spina di Rosula's president, and once I have figured out the truth and stepped up to the challenge, I will do what this opera house...
So, you mean to say, your father intended to...
That's right.
Do you have any proof?
Of course. All you need is to ask his opponent, Clarand. I don't need your apology, your guilt, or your support from the shadows. But since he entrusted his will to you, Clarand, you should tell us the truth about...
So, during the duel, did you
Yes, as a champion duelist, I've fought many battles and taken a countless number of dishonored lives. In my line of work, I've seen all kinds of people give their all for the faintest hope to continue living. Just one look and I can tell if a duelist is hoping to live. I hereby swear on my name and honor as a champion duelist that Mr. Callis never intended...
Since that's your testimony, I have no more questions.
I concur. However, Miss Navia, you still have not explained the link between your...
Right? What she said was fascinating.
Wait, weren't they just talking about the serial...
Of course, Your Honor. The two cases are connected. In my father's case, the culprit intended to kill both Jacques and Callis. As a result, and at the end of Linny's trial, the culprit also only dissolved the victim in front of everyone because they realized the culprit could only time their actions so precisely if they were all... Coincidentally, Marcel attended both the banquet and the trial.
So that's why you suspected me. Even after hearing your reasoning, I'm used to it, though. You've always been an impulsive and sentimental child, Navia. It's one of your most endearing traits.
No need to appeal.
I won't try to refute your points one by one, but even if everything you just said was true, on top of that, does a person have to be physically present to control the timing? Can't someone remotely monitor the place?
Know what she can say?
I know that even with that, you might still think you can reduce the list of suspects with some further investigations, until I'm the only... Alas, who won't feel at least a little hurt by an accusation of murder from a girl you see as your own daughter? But if I were to dismiss this completely, you'd also think I'm not being considerate of your feelings. Ah well, let Uncle Marcel teach you another lesson. Do you know what the biggest flaw in your reasoning is?
I suppose you're gonna...
It's timing again. I'm a businessman by trade. From that standpoint, there's no reason for me to kidnap young women. It's a high-risk action with nothing to gain. In addition, I left my home in Snezhnaya when I was young to come to Poisson and work in some trade. My business only thrived when I received... But the disappearances began before I ever stepped foot in Fontaine.
I do apologize, Demoiselle. This was...
No, it's not your fault. I'm sure he had come...
Is there anything else you'd like to say? Would you like to check the date of my first business license against the first known case? You can also take a look at my border entry records, or ask my friend. Could those records and testimonies do something to appease the
Seems like she got the wrong guy.
At this rate, Nagia will be
I think you've done a superb job, but aren't you going against... He wished for you to become more once you've learned to be more considerate of others' feelings, and to stop rushing headlong into things.
This isn't just about me. And in the biggest difference between the people whose families were just many people's images, and whose image do you see, Marcel? Is it a man? Oh.
I'm merely surprised you'd such...
I was waiting for you to say that.
Wow. Kéo đây. Thêm một thằng gió nữa. Gì hin. Mèo được. Chết mẹ đéo có con phong. Để cho tạm dây lạc. Đôi lúc tăng trị điểm. Sang linh vào. Sang linh đâu nhỉ? Thiếu Mora quá chết rồi. Ây da. Đây dùng tạm này đi. Thịt mẹ chưa biêu Sarah. Đây rồi. Đâu rồi? Sang linh đâu? Diệt.
Stabilize.
Shine down.
Boba, get them.
Bow your head.
Whoa, the floor is going up. Is it because of this mechanism in the middle? That guy really prepared a lot of stuff for this place.
Mẹ dưới bằng cái dương nào của mình chưa nhặt không nhé?
Paimon thinks we need to go up, but Paimon doesn't see a way. Let's take a look around. Maybe we'll find a hidden mechanism that'll show us the way up. The water level is rising. Now we can swim to the top.
Chế ra được cái này cũng tái.
But this is still a ways away from where we need to go.
Gather.
Illusion shattered.
Settle down. Crumble.
Order! Silence!
Đưa phát lên nhẹ hai cái. Tuyệt vời luôn.
Now the path is clear. Let's go.
Phải nhảy. Fuck. Mà biết con bỏ cái dương không? Đại chiến rồi.
Stabilize!
Shine down!
At the frying pan, into the fire.
Bow your head. Let the mighty be humble!
Though, as expected, the mastermind isn't here. That's... What's all this? Pink accessories, a hair tie, a necklace, even a makeup box.
Đút ít về bán đi đủ mà thiếu mua ra.
Oh, Paimon sees it too, but...
Vàng bạc châu báu đeo lấy.
You mean the girls from this... And then... They were... And all the boxes of things. These names.
Hay à.
Whoa. There's so much synth here. And so many bottles of ingredients that probably just contain the water. Mixing in prep. Whoa! There's even fruit-flavored synth? Yep.
Synth.
What's this over here? Looks like some kind of plate. Experiment numbers. The experiment was a failure. No individual managed to resurface from the water from the primordial sea. Female Sorry, Traveler. Paimon will try her best. How can someone write something that terrible and you read the rest? Paimon's too scared to keep going. So that's why he did. Wait, did he really think he'd be able to find a way just by dissolving people over and over? That's just insane! Huh? Isn't that the name you heard by the fountain? Paimon thought he was an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. You mean Vache is the one who did all of these... experiments? So that's it? No, that's not it either. If that's the... In any case... Oh, look! There's an important-looking basin over here, and it's full of water. That means this is where they make all this. If you dilute it with normal water, you'll get synth. But the pure stuff can dissolve the heat. Paimon will take no... Let's see what's written here. Callus. Navia's father. Oh, this seems to be an assassinate Jacques and Callus because of a... This should prove the existence of the third person, right? We still have the old dog's a real man. He can act whenever. I concur. Let's send some... Oh, seems like we've got a bunch of correspondence between the higher-ups. We've looked at almost everything. Yeah, we haven't found anything that... No wonder even Nervalette wasn't able to find anything. Whoever that way, even if we bring all this back to the opera, sure thing.
Không hiện dấu tích à?
You take that side and Paimon will take this side. Nothing at all. And Paimon can't even find snacks either. Whoa, really? Let Paimon see. Vinier. Isn't that Vache's lover's name?
Là Tinh Linh nữa.
You found her diary. Aw. It's just a normal diary chronicling their love story. So many. The final name, Marcel. Wait, but Marcel's pretty old.
And whose image do you see, Marcel? Is it a man named... Oh, so you do know that name.
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of some...
I was waiting.
Dạ, đúng lúc này không sai được
As
rồi.
expected of my partner.
Just how often do you intend to flout the rule?
It's all right, Monsieur Nervalette. Given their confidence, I expect...
Rồi. Mấy cái vừa tìm hết rồi đây. Đây rồi.
But the truth of it, Marcel, is that you've always been Vache.
Huh?
We've investigated your lair and we already know everything. After your lover, Vinier, was dissolved, you kept abducting young women to experiment on the hopes of bringing her back to you. You even created Marcel as a new identity and destroyed all records of your past.
So that's it. Even the villains in opera performances rarely go that. And with that, Marcel's motive has
This information regarding your past also dismantles your prior well, Marcel, you fixated your gaze on the lover that passed away, instead of paying attention to the living people. So, you never noticed how we changed, or how we grew.
You also never understood Boss's real expectations.
Or our determination.
Your determination.
Mr. Marcel, please speak up now if you would like to defend...
Do you really think...
5 năm tù.
Pay attention to you.
Chặt tù.
What for? Have you ever paid attention to me? Ever empathized with my pain? Ever known how it feels to watch the love of your life dissolve right? No one helped me. No one even believed me. All those decades ago, even the officers from the Maison Gardiennage were laughing at me. They said there's no way a human being can turn into water. So I must have gone mad from grief. Then, well, now you know, don't you? Ha! Well, you only have yourselves to blame. You set up this ornate opera house in pursuit of your so-called justice. Vinier is dead. We promised each other that we would always be together. Wherever she goes, but I'm not from this blasted place. So I can't be dissolved. No matter what I do.
Tự sát luôn các bạn.
Hey, is that why from the primordial sea that he's drinking?
I can't dissolve! Can't dissolve! Can't dissolve! Do you all see? I can't go, I can't follow. So if I did all of that, and in the end, that accursed Callus still got the better of... I spent my entire life living on pins and needles, only to get stabbed by...
The suspect is exhibiting signs of mental distress. Guard!
Don't touch me! Don't anybody come near me! Please, don't think bad.
At this point, the verdict of this trial is clear. With Mr. Marcel's conviction, the charges against Mr.
Fine by me. I was in a bad mood, but after a show like that, I'm actually feeling pretty good.
Traveler, please submit all the evidence you have collected to the guards, so that I might review and summarize the... The man now known as Marcel was originally named Vacher and worked as an adventurer with his... During an underwater expedition, Vignier accidentally came into contact with water from the primordial sea and was dissolved in front of Vacher as a result. Vacher learned of the primordial water's existence through the work of others and began to kidnap young... To cover his tracks, he invented the new alias of Marcel and began... During the course of his research, Vacher discovered that a dilute... However, as he accumulated wealth to fund his continued research, after exchanging blows with Spina di Rosula for many years, although the assassination did not go as Vacher expected, he was able to turn Callus into the murder suspect. And just recently, Vacher attempted to frame Linny as the culprit of the serial disappearances case. However, his attempt to frame Linny failed, and the power of water from the primordial sea became public knowledge. This case also thus concludes the enigmatic history of the serial disappearances case. The oratrice will now deliver the final verdict regarding the charges against Mr. Vacher.
Ngồi chờ không cái này mà giáo điều tra gì, mọi người bắt mình phải đi điều tra đưa chứng cứ thì đã biết trước là kết tội an bao nhiêu người rồi.
According to the judgment of the oratrice mechanic, guilty.
Guards! Take the...
Good. It's what...
With that, the serial disappearance is...
We really just witnessed...
Yippee! Wait, he's hurt so many innocent people and now he's... Huh? Are you okay?
Demoiselle, you were...
The day our late boss had always hoped...
Yeah. See, Papa? Spina di Rosula's still doing well with...
Well now, hasn't this been a most delicious piece of drama? The villain has been caught, justice has been served, past... Since it's been such a great show, I'll just let the false accusations against me slide. Either way.
Please wait just one moment, Mr. Tartaglia.
What now? None...
According to court protocol, since this trial was initiated due to a charge against you...
Oh, come on. Is this really necessary? Haven't you already caught the real
Please respect the laws of Fontaine. This is...
All right, but this sure is a lot of hassle.
Through evidence presented in the public trial that was just held, it has been established that Mr. Tartaglia has no direct connection to the... The guilty party has been identified, and thus it is logical... We now turn to the oratrice mechan... According to the judgment of the oratrice mécanique d'analyse cardinale, Mr. Guilty.
What?
Hey! That's not funny! Didn't you just say I'm supposed to... What's with this verdict? Is your justice machine...
Huh? This has never happened before.
I mean, have you ever heard of an innocent Fatui Harbinger? Do you think the oratrice might have just convicted him on general principle?
But weren't the charges about the serial disappearances case? No matter what else he's guilty of, it shouldn't affect the verdict in this case, right?
The judgment of the oratrice mécanique d'analyse cardinale is... Guards, please take the suspect.
Phải đánh nhau chạy thôi.
So this is how justice is done in Fontaine. What a joke. You've got your rules. Well, I've got mine too!
Chị đéo là anh hệ mà chị đéo là anh còn vung ra các phép là thế thế nào. Ông kia chi giấy ở đây tạm tác đi em. Lú mẹo.
Activating his spell legacy!
I am sorry. If you have been wronged, we will find the truth. But the rules of the court must be
Anh Long một
upheld.
đòn đi luôn. Anh Long mạnh quá.
Hey, Monsieur Novelette, what's going on?
Apologies. This is also the first time I've encountered such a situation. However, according to the rules established, all I do is follow court procedure. As for why the Oratrice arrived at the conclusion it did, you should probably ask someone more knowledgeable than me.
Why are you looking at me? I don't know what happened there either.
What does Lady Farina mean by that?
She says she has no idea either, but that's impossible.
Yeah, so are the verdicts reliable or not? Can results like this really be called justice?
My dearest citizens, did you really think we'd allow— Don't tell me. You thought even I had been blindsided by—
But the way she looked just now—
However, give it and— Of course, for every performance, there is a script. If you thought Child had nothing to do with the serial disappearance, everything he's done, not to mention the danger he poses, all shall be revealed. Now, having said that, although I hate to leave things hanging in suspense, it is now—
So she chose to make her escape.
So you're saying we shouldn't put much stock into what she just said?
She probably just put on that performance to save face. However, please be assured that I—
All right. After all, he...
Hey, what are you doing? Quick, stop him!
Traveler! Hey! Traveler!
Marcel! What are you doing?
Stop resisting arrest!
No, wait! I just want to ask the Traveler something. I'm not looking to run away. Please, just let me ask this one small thing.
Go on.
Thank you. I was being led away when I finally realized something. Where did you first hear the name? I erased all records of that name.
Are you still trying to prove your innocence? Give it up. You've already been convicted.
Really? You did? You're sure? You met her? But how could that be? How did you met the Fountain of Lucine? Then... Please give me a chance to talk to her again. Just let the Traveler take me to the fountain.
What? Give an inch and you want to take a...
Paimon agrees. Why should we give him what he...
This request, is it worth as much?
Of course! Wait, no.
Humans. Will they betray the instinct to live just as... Very well.
Your Honor, I fear...
I will go with him. You...
Thank you.
Silence!
Is this the place? You said she's here, but what do I need to do to see her?
Yeah, and even Paimon could hear her after drinking that thing.
Vache.
Ah!
Yes, that's it. So you...
Vignier, it's me! It's me, Vache!
Vache?
I'm here! I'm here!
Hey, wait!
Vignier, is that you? It's me, Vache! Vignier!
Vache? Why did you... You look up...
It's been more than 20 years. I've suffered for all this time. Only the thought of bringing you back has kept me alive. I must be dreaming. Vignier, you are my everything. I really don't know how...
But Vache, if you ask me, if not for you, I would have finished my law degree and... If not for you, I would have continued to pursue my love of the art. If not for you, I would at least have been able to take care of my mother. It's all because of your selfishness,
You... Wait, you are not Vignier.
You're right. I am not Vignier. Every woman who died by your hand, as our bodies dissolved, our consciousnesses flowed back, our thoughts circulated endlessly within the primordial sea, and we were no longer individuals. I'm Cressy. I'm Lemony. I'm Azine. The only one I am not is Vignier.
Why?
She doesn't want to see you anymore. Every tendril of her consciousness is avoiding you. This is what you get for your selfishness. Your selfishness robbed us of our lives. But did you ever consider whether she'd want to see you do the things that you did? You are a liar, a heartless murderer. And the only thing you... From the moment your first victim died and her consciousness merged with Vignier's, she has had nothing but pure...
No! Yeah, she can't hate me.
You still don't understand. When I said don't... But on top of that, she also said that because it's her... She said that because she knew that if you did come here, we will show no mercy. Vache. Vache? Vache. 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 Drown.
Mất đấy rồi. Mất rồi, thành cái xác vô rồi.
Finally, we have some time to do shopping.
Vậy mình nhớ trên đoạn top của đoạn ông này
It's
gặp
really
lại.
been a long time since we've been able to relax.
Well met, partner.
Even this weather.
It's a pleasure to see you both again.
Oh, hey, now.
Oh. It's just been everyone from Spinach this time, though.
It's been the...
Well,
Huh?
yeah, I believe this to be fair, though. She was trying to lead...
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, I told... Oh, and in...
Oh, are you...
well, it was thanks to her that we were...
Oh, that's great.
Anyway, no... actually...
What is it?
I should pay a visit, and on top of that...
Miss Navia.
Indeed.
We want
Sure thing.
And in that case...
Yeah, you're...
Bạn 1 tiếng rưỡi rồi, vẽ cả cái quét bạn mình, một quét 1 tiếng rưỡi. Vẽ bay nhái đúng không? Vẽ
Huh?
mi chó.
Isn't that Nervalette? Why would the Chief Justice be here? Huh? Navia?
My apologies.
Don't say that.
Sorry about...
Oh, I wanted to show my father how much I've grown. But still...
In that case,
In any case...
there was once a time when I didn't want to... Oh, rather than... Which is also why I didn't... I believed. But Mr. Callis proved... If not for his... Mr. Callis made... And in the end, a justice that... So, you asked me why I came here. I just wanted to say my apology. This regret has that high and mighty chair in the opera Epicles indeed insulates one from many important things. Spina di Rosula, thank you so much for your...
So, you're
Sorry about that.
Let's not just... Paimon's never paid respect. Huh? Oh no. Anyway, Nervalette is still standing around there.
Hai anh Long.
Oh, it's you two.
Mm-hmm. We ran into Navia.
I see.
Um...
Please feel free. Though outsiders, you helped us solve one of the greatest mysteries in Fontaine, and it would...
So...
Truthfully, that name is already quite accurate. There used to be a special sea on the surface, most of Tevat's...
Huh.
But today, what Vacher discovered must have been some kind of...
Huh.
Indeed. Why would the Prime... To be frank, is there... Your sibling? Another blonde-haired traveler. If she ever stepped foot in Fontaine, I'm sure she followed our laws to the letter. Is there anything...
Mẹ em gái mình chưa đến Fontaine.
My apologies. However, for many years, as a divinely... Not only can it produce... Which is all to say, I was not aware. In any case, I am based on Farina. While we do intend... If we did...
If you ask Paimon...
Is there anything...
Mẹ... Dông Ly mất cái ví rồi.
That the sea levels will rise. Does that appropriate?
That's right!
Yes, up to the present. Rumors have it that...
A prophecy?
Two parts of the Speaking of the... If the rumors were true...
But... with
Is there any... Very well. It will soon be time for me to leave this...
You really are super...
Crime and villainy do not have the day off.
Alright. Huh? Paimon just noticed that the rain has stopped.
Why?
You know, we've been walking around for a while now. Why don't we go back to the Spina di Rosula?
Tiếng